In a time of pandemics, global trade wars, and a cost of living crisis, it's hard not to miss the good old days. When a flake was 99p, homes were affordable, and video games didn't try to shove microtransactions down our throats 24/7. But which good old days are we talking about? After all, everyone has their own version. And that got me thinking, which good old days were actually the best days? So to find out, we're firing up the time machine and taking a full day trip back to the year 2000. We're gonna use the same tech, play the same games, and even eat the same food as a person would have back then. So here's how it's gonna work. The day is gonna start on a rating of 5.0. As we move through the video and the year 2000 and experience things, I'm either gonna increase that rating or decrease it based on the things that we experience and do. At the end of the day, we're gonna have an overall rating for the day, and that's how we know how good the day is. All right, now that we've got all the formalities out of the way, we can get into the video. But before we head back in time, I need to try my best to fit in. So I've prepared an outfit to travel back in, which I will change into now. Boom. And here we go. I've run a little 2000s inspired fit. Let me walk you through. We got the oversized blue jeans, oversized white tee. Obviously, certain people have been going gym, so it might not look as oversized on me. You know what I'm saying? Eminem inspired for those that don't know. Now I feel ready and we can head on back to the year 2000. I guess that tracks. All right, cool. So we are here finally back in time in the year 2000. What is the first thing on our itinerary? Well, taking inspiration from some films that I've seen throughout my life about time travel, I thought that I would try to profit off of future knowledge, specifically of future knowledge of companies and industries that do well. Because of course, in the year 2000, the internet was very, very new. And so with that, a lot of the companies that relied predominantly on online sales, but just generally an online presence, were really starting to take off. This includes the likes of Google, Amazon, Apple, a few others. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna invest in some companies. I have £10,000, we're gonna invest it and we're gonna track the investment throughout the video as 2000 progresses using the NASDAQ composite. Now I won't go into what the NASDAQ is, but all you have to know is it just gives us an indication of how well our investment is doing. And so if it goes up, it means we're making money. If it goes down, it means we're losing money. But how are we gonna make this investment? Because of course, there are no apps yet, and there aren't really any advanced websites where you can just invest in stocks very easily. So I can't use this thing. This thing is effectively useless. So I might as well just throw this away. Not actually gonna throw it. That's actually my phone. But instead, what we can use is this bad boy. I do have with me a Nokia 3310. So Nokia is actually a Finnish company, and this specific phone, the 3310, released in the year 2000 and had a massive, massive impact on the 2000s, not just the year 2000, but obviously the early 2000s. And also, they are alleged to be indestructible. So if we just, for a moment, and in classic fashion, the back has come off. But if we just slip that bad boy back on, we are just back in action. iPhones could never. iPhones literally could never. Right, so I do have a contact that I'm gonna get in touch with now to get us some stocks. Oh, hold on. I need to get some signal. Come on now. Oh, guys, yep. Yeah, okay. I think we're in action.
A few moments later.
God, this takes an absolute age. Okay, cool. Looks like we've got a response. Perfect. Let me just write back to this. Of course, let's use the current slang. Make sure we don't blow our cover. Okay, done. We are now invested in some tech companies in the year 2000. And now, throughout the video, we can just check on the NASDAQ and see how we're doing. Hey, you know what? Using this Nokia has actually reminded me of something else that was brilliant about this phone. It had arguably one of the greatest phone games of all time. And I'm of course speaking about Snake. So why don't we give that a go? And so is this the one where you could just go through? You're right, yeah. So you can just phase through and it just puts you onto the other side. Hey, damn, we're actually hitting a nice score here. Right, oh, now I just kind of want to give hard a go. What's that like? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is insane. Guys, this game is so intense. Oh, it moves so fast. Okay, one more. Let's play it super safe. Yeah, I think this is already my high score. Oh! That was almost a humongous mistake. Oh, I run into my own flipping body. Oh, guys. Okay, one more, I promise. Oh, no, one more. That was too quick. That doesn't count. There's no way anyone has ever completed this right on hard. I refuse to believe that. Okay, that's enough. Fine, I give up. I think I'm ready to update our score for the day. So we started on a 5.0. Then we invested in some tech companies, which is effectively free money. And I mean, who doesn't love free money? Let's up the rating by 1. We're at a 6. Then we used the Nokia. Nostalgic, but the texting was quite annoying. You had to bloody hold your hand out to get bars. I'm going to take away 0.5 for that, I think. 5.5 we're at now. Then we get to Snake. I think it's super addictive. We're going to up the rating by 0.5 again, and we're back to a 6.0. What is next on the agenda? I think now it's time for us to actually go on the early internet. In the year 2000, when you were connecting to the internet connection came to you through the same cables that your calls would come through, which meant if someone picked up the phone or tried to make a phone call while you were on the internet, you didn't have an internet connection anymore. I can't believe that this is how people used to live, but let's connect to the early internet. We are now connected to the internet. We have a whopping 56 kilobytes per second. Now, as you can imagine, the internet in the year 2000 was not what it is today. People generally used it for news, writing their own blogs. People also use this thing called GeoCities, which I had never heard of. I still don't really know what it is exactly. And there also wasn't a YouTube. However, one of the main sources of entertainment in the year 2000 was Flash games, which is why the next thing we're going to do is we're going to play Skull Kid, one of the most classic Flash games of all time. So it actually turns out that the music for Skull Kid is copyrighted, which means I can't use the music or sound effects that I've recorded. Not to worry though, I recorded some sound effects of my own. The first level was relatively boring because you just used the chainsaw and like everyone was just kind of standing there like, yeah. Who came up with this, by the way? Like who was sitting there one day, I was like, you know what I want to make? In fact, you know what? I know exactly how this came about. Someone was at work and they were like, bro, my boss is pissing me off. He just showed me a chart and then he told me my chart was rubbish. And now I had the thought of chopping them up with a chainsaw. Basically, someone let their intrusive thoughts win, is what happened. Okay, cool. We're on the second level. This is where things get interesting. Now we have to lock in. This is actually serious because you can actually die here. So with this guy, what you want to do, so you come up, you get down, you wait for him to shoot, and then you come up and you can get 2 shots off on him always. Watch this. There we go. Now this guy you need to be careful because this guy has a shotgun and he does a lot of damage with this shotgun. He will end your life very quickly. Bang. Bang. Got him. Got you. This is the boss, right? And this is why I feel like someone went to work one day and got super pissed at their boss. Because in this level, all you do is you walk up to this boss man and you just, well, first you put the chainsaw and then he goes back and then you just go in for the kill to like spin his guts on the floor. Let's update the ratings. Let's do the internet first. Look, man, having to connect to the internet via your phone cables and making sure that no one ever touches the phone. 56 kilobits per second, not great. The actual internet, no YouTube. I mean, the Flash games were cool, but that's probably the only redeeming thing. I think really we have to take away for the internet. But then again, it's like, okay, I've come to a conclusion. So, is it annoying that you have to call up or dial up, I should say, to get internet? Yes, it is. But is it still good to have internet? Yes. I'm going to say that those two things offset. So I'm not going to change the rating for that. Then we get to Flash games where we played Skull Kid, but there were actually a lot of other Flash games. I'm actually going to up the rating by another whole 1, okay? We're up to 7. There we go. I've settled. Let's have a quick peek at how our investment is doing. Yeah. Show me the money. It's what we're talking about, boys, yeah? Think smarter, not harder. I love it. Moving on. As we've seen, there isn't a whole lot to do on the internet. So I want to move the next part of the video back to real life. So what I have here with me is actually one of the most popular toys from the year 2000. And that is a tech deck. It's got like a weird... Here we go. So it is very grippy on the skateboard side, which I guess is what you need. I don't know how to use one of these, so we're gonna have to use some dark arts and watch a video. We're definitely not gonna watch YouTube because that obviously doesn't exist.
Number 1 is the finger positioning. You're gonna want your back finger on the center of the tail and your front finger just below the bolts. Popping the tail. Number 3, actually lifting the board up.
This will be difficult.
To learn, but just like anything else that's hard in life, you can achieve it with practice.
I hope 10 minutes is enough. Finger just behind this thing, and then that one here. Oh shit.
A few moments later.
This shit does not flip. Let me just watch this one more time. But okay, so we don't want it to go to the side. Oh, see, that was perfect. You have to hold it way further to the back compared to what he was saying. He was saying have it here, but like it feels like you need to have it way further back. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, there we go again. It did it again.
2 hours later.
Oh, now, okay. Wait, chill. Just chill. This is a child's toy. He said you need to kick it up, slide this up so it goes like this. How, bro? It's not possible. I give up, man. This is awful. -1 for this absolute atrocity. I'd have to be here for like 12 hours just to learn to do a flipping ollie, man. That kind of felt like something. I don't know what it looks like in slow-mo, but that kind of felt like something. Okay, I'm done. Maybe -1 was harsh, okay? Let's take away 0.5. Maybe if I got the hang of it, I would give it a positive rating, but I won't. Moving on, next, I actually have a Pokemon pack. Now, it isn't from the year 2000 because they're very expensive. So what I've decided is whenever we do one of these videos in any year that is on or after the release of Pokemon trading cards, we're gonna open one pack. If we get something good out of the pack, the rating of the day goes up. If we get something bad out of the pack, the rating of the day goes down. I know that seems not fair, but it's my video, so I make the rules. Thank you. So what we have today is a new Scarlet and Violet Temporal Forces pack, which we're gonna open right now. Okay, so, I've always wanted to do this. Can I give away... Yep, there you go. That's your code card for whoever wants that. There we have Cottony, Caravana, Ecans, Turtwig, a future booster energy capsule, Iron Hands. Okay, so we'll take that away. Energy on the back. Heavy Baton. Ooh, we get a little, what are these called? Reverses, right? I think that's what they're called. Nice. We get a little Nuzleaf. And then finally, oh, that wasn't the final card. Oops. We got an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. And then finally, oh, we get a Feraligatr. A little bit disappointing. Look, it wasn't amazing, but I did have fun opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to change the score. So the score remains the same. Oh, what's this? I found a package here. It says, open on Christmas Day 2000. Well, fine. We're not at the end of the video yet, so I'll just put this in the background. And there we go. Our present is waiting for us once it reaches Christmas Day. Speaking of Pokemon, 2 of the biggest games from the year 2000 were actually also Pokemon games. You had Pokemon Gold and Silver, but also Pokemon Stadium. I think this is a perfect opportunity to transition into some video games that were really popular in the year 2000. We can start off with Pokemon Stadium. Let's do the Prime Cup, level 1 to 100. I don't know what that means specifically. Okay, we'll take Charizard. Wait, you can enter with Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. What? What? And that changes everything. Yes, we're okay to register. Let's take that team forward. Well, his team stinks. Like I was saying, this is the first game that actually had 3D sprites. Wow. Charizard's face looks... So I'm going to go with Fire Spin, obviously. Hey, wow. You know what? That is actually pretty sick. When you think about it, this came out in 2000. Okay, we're fighting Team Rocket. Rimac 3. Oh, I guess the names are weird. Why did Grimer look like that? What the hell? Is this how Grimer looked back in the day? And Grimer goes down. And that is another battle won. But it's so easy. Like, we're battling such easy Pokemon. I guess this is the first, like, league though, right? So we've got another gym badge. Okay, I think we're gonna do one more battle and then we're gonna move on to the next game. But I will say this is definitely sick, and I can imagine how if I was in the year 2000, this would be, I mean, so sick, especially going from like collecting cards / watching the show to actually seeing the 3D Pokemon on my screen would just be incredible. So I would say I'm going to increase the rating by 1. So what else did we have knocking about by way of games? Well, in 2000, they released the sequel to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It is regarded by some as one of the greatest video games of all time. Now, this is another game that I actually didn't really play much, so this would be interesting for me to look back on. Damn. This soundtrack is ridiculous. Absolutely tunes. Okay, let's do Free Skate first, and let me maybe try and get a hold of the controls. Is there a tutorial on this thing? Because it would really be helpful to me. Okay. Oh shit. Oh guys, I did a thing. Oh okay, that was blood on the floor. What's the objective? To just get points? Hold on. End run. Let's just see if there's a tutorial, because I feel like I need it. One of the annoying things about this game, and I guess most games during this time, is even though I think you could maybe go on the internet to get some help and stuff, you couldn't just watch a YouTube video about like, how do you do this thing? How do you do that thing? Which we take for granted now. I definitely remember where even like, I mean, that wasn't really something you could do for quite a while. Hey, 1 controls. What's a nollie? Oh, guys, I've got no idea. Okay, let's just try career mode for a moment and see what's in there. 75,000? How? Oh. So you... okay, let's collect skate then. If I even can. There we go. Got it. Oh, yeah. How do I grind? another one. Barrels and the T. Oh yeah. Wait, why is my score only 800? Okay, what's our score? It's not exactly amazing, is it? Let's give it one more go. Can I grind? Watch this. Oh my god, guys, I'm a pro skater. Oh. Anna. That's right. Guys, I'm at 10,000. Oh my god, I'm amazing. Shut. Oh. Oh, god damn it. I wasn't square. This game might be sick. I got skate. Oh my god, guys, I'm amazing. I'm amazing at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Holy crap. Okay, guys, I'm going to be honest. I was going to give this game a low score. Once you actually lock in, this game is actually kind of incredible. Let's bump up by 0.5. The rating, I mean. All right, before we move into our next game, I want to eat some snacks. I've built up an appetite. So what snacks were people eating in the year 2000? Well, it turns out a lot of them were the same. Particularly, actually, I found that the crisp industry has been kind of monopolized for quite a while now. So it was quite difficult to find something specifically to 2000. The snack I'm about to show you actually launched in the US quite a bit earlier than it did in the UK, but it launched in the UK in 1994. It took off quite quickly, but was still quite new in the UK by the year 2000, which is why I've selected it, and that is Doritos. I have obviously had Doritos before. Doritos are a good snack. However, I have a few issues with them. I feel like the plain Doritos are nice, but they're like too plain. And so it feels like they always need to be accompanied by some sort of dip, which is fine, but it kind of takes away from the snack itself, right? Like, I feel like there are so many snacks that are good just by themselves. They don't need to be accompanied by some sort of sauce or some extra product. In summary, what I'm trying to say is I like Doritos. I'm just not sure they're ever my snack of choice. Now we need something to wash them down with. And so in a similar fashion, a lot of the beverage or soft drink companies have had a hold on the market for quite a while. However, one of the big boys did release a new product and that did do really well. In 2000, Pepsi released the Pepsi Twist, which was a lemon flavored Pepsi. Now, that specific initial product, the lemon Pepsi, is actually incredibly difficult to get. Believe me, I have tried. What we do still have around is the offshoots of what was the Pepsi twist in the Pepsi Max line, which has the different flavors. And here with me, I have the lime Pepsi and mango Pepsi. Now I have had the lime before, but I haven't had the mango before. Oh, that tastes interesting. That's not mango. I mean, I guess that is the flavor that you get when you mix mango and Pepsi. It's almost like bubble gum. It's not a big deal for me to add lemon or lime into my Pepsi, right? But I think the convenience is really cool. And I think it's a really good product, and it's clearly stood the test of time. I don't know why the lemon doesn't exist anymore. I feel like people still would buy it. Okay, and the final snack we have, it's actually a McFlurry. So the McFlurry launched in Canada/the US a few years before it launched in the UK, but it launched in the UK in the year 2000. Look, I have had many McFlurries throughout my life, and I can already tell you, I'm going to have a very positive opinion of this. Yep. Okay, I've made my mind up. We're gonna add another 0.5 to today's score. I think the Doritos let it down a tiny bit. Like, I like Doritos, but again, what I was saying about them needing a little bit more, you know, they need to be developed to be a good snack. You know what, this is probably also a good time to check on our investments just while we're sitting here relaxing, eating some snacks. What? We've lost money. Who the hell isn't invested in Apple and Google and Amazon? What's going on? But sometimes there are dips, I guess, right, guys? Right? But it's gonna recover. It has to recover. Well, I mean, we still have some time before the end of the video. Hopefully that bounces back. Next up, we have FIFA 2000. Now, on this channel, we do play quite a bit of FIFA. So it's only right we go and see what the game looked like in the year 2000. Let's go into an exhibition. Let's do, hold on, what's in classic? Oh, what? No way. That's actually so sick. I can't believe FIFA 2000 has classic team. Santos 62, 63. United 68. Okay, wait. I'm using the United 68. All right, let's play against Barca from 89 to 92. Best Law, Charlton. Oh, this is so sick. Oh, the graphics are horrific. Oh, I just got absolutely classed. Is that a pen? Boys, we've already won a pen. Let's go.
Hello there.
Oh, these graphics are awful. Dennis Law. Go on, Dennis. They hit the post. Ah, we've conceded. Is that? Oh my god, there were skills. Wait, how'd you do that? Oh my, what, guys, I can't see where my...
Blocked by the keeper.
Let's go. I'll say it now. FIFA has come a long way. This game is absolutely buns. Is it? Oh my days, I just did a roulette. Oh my days, I just did another one. Oh my days. Are you kidding me? Guys, no flipping way they had height and zoom in FIFA 2000. Yeah, this is much better. As the plot twist is that FIFA FC 25 still currently runs on the same engine that this game runs on. They've scored 2 headers, man. These guys are such rats. Blow the whistle. Ref, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Let's go. That was an interesting experience. I do have one more game for us to play, and it is a sports game. Let's jump to that before we make any adjustments to the rating. Okay, and so our final game is also a sport game, but it is on the Sega Dreamcast, a console that does not exist anymore. Sega doesn't make any consoles anymore, does it? Right? Anyway, they were trying to establish themselves as like a console maker, like a Sony or a Microsoft, and it just didn't work. But for a short period, they had the Sega Dreamcast, and on that was one of the original American football games, NFL 2K1. And so I want to give it a go because, one, the franchise doesn't exist anymore, right? NFL 2K ceased existing at some point, but also I want to give it a go because I've never played a Sega Dreamcast. Okay, here we go. Right, we should probably go into an exhibition match, right? All right, let's do Colts Bears. All right, cool. And unlike the PlayStation, we actually do have a stick on this game. Okay, spin moves. This is very much what you get even to this day on like Madden Mobile. Let's do, yeah, horse out. Right, now how do I check my, wait, how do I check who's running what? I don't remember who had what route. And then I've got an in on the... Okay, cool. I'm going to just focus on the right side of the screen. Okay, we got sacked. Not being able to see where your players are going to make the run is pretty annoying. So YB, so YB. So we'll just look left to right. L should be. What an awful route, man. They sack you so fast, man. What the hell? Whoa, we sacked him quick. Wait, what? Oh, they're going for a kick. Of course they are. Oh, they're going to get points. I don't even know if I can get down the bloody field on them. Oh my God, they missed. X is free. Why is he not cutting at the line? Like, bro, you know where the down markers are. We did get a first down though. Let's go. Ooh, PA vertical. So I'm gonna have okay, so I have a go on the outside with B and then everyone else is running ins. X, B. Is the go there? I say it is. Oh, it is. It is nothing. Touchdown. Give me a replay. Yup. Play action. Boom. Right over the defense. I saw the corner stepped out too wide. Safety didn't come over to help. Let's go. Do we go for 2 actually? Because we could probably run this in. That's it. That's it. They fumbled it. They fumbled. Okay, guys. So NFL 2K1 crashed. I would load it up again, but I just think there's a very high likelihood that it crashes again. Honestly, that was pretty fun towards the end there. I think it's very similar, at least the gameplay, to what you can expect on like Madden Mobile right now. So how are we going to rate the second half of games? I would say FIFA is probably a little bit further behind from a gameplay perspective to what mobile games are now. It's a difficult one, but if we're going based on the good old days, those games are not as good as games now, naturally, but they were a massive improvement to what people had available to them previously. So what I'm going to do, to be fair, rating's not going to move, okay? I think where it is fine and fair. Let's move on to the next section. All right, guys, so we've invested some money, we've played some games, and we've had some snacks. Now it's time to sit back and relax. Now, unfortunately, as you can all imagine, I can't just start playing shows from the 2000s. So what I've decided to do instead is we're gonna watch some of the best ads from the year 2000, which hopefully won't get me copyrighted. So how it's going to work is we're going to watch some ads from the year 2000 and we're going to see how they stack up to ads from today. Okay, so the first ad we're going to watch is from the Got Milk advertising campaign. It was a series of commercials that promoted milk consumption. I don't really know why that's something that needs to be promoted. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Some of these were just campaign pictures with NFL players, NBA players, actors, etc., etc. But they also made TV commercials.
Get out of here.
Okay.
What? You want to dance, old man?
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
I'm confused by this ad. Who is the target market for this? Don't know how I feel about that one. Let's move on to the next one. Coca-Cola's Christmas ad.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming. 'Tis the season of the and it's always the real thing. Holidays are coming, always Coca-Cola.
That ad was carried quite heavily by the jingle. I think we can all agree. The imagery was okay. I mean, it was a bunch of trucks with lights on them just driving through places. Okay, and our final commercial is for probably most anticipated launch of the year 2000, and it is the PS2 launch trailer. PlayStation 2 ended up being the most popular Christmas gift of the year 2000. So we're gonna watch the launch trailer for the PS2 now. There it is. To be fair, that actually did look improved from the FIFA we just played. Wow. Wow, why do I kind of have goosebumps? Man, that was clean. I feel like the launch trailers we're used to now, almost like mini feature-length movies. Some interesting ads. How do I feel about them? I was a little confused by some of them. The PlayStation 2 one is good. You know what? I'm actually not going to increase the rating. I feel like it kind of evens out. Some of them were good, some of them were confusing and therefore I think bad. I also still don't understand the concept of needing to get people to drink milk. Why weren't people drinking milk? What's changed? Someone explain it to me, please. Our day in 2000 is almost finished. There are only 2 things left for us to do. 1, open this present right here because it is now Christmas Day 2000. And 2, we need to check on our investment and check how many millions of pounds we've made since the start of the video. Let's open up our Christmas present from the year 2000. It's a booky looking thing. I really hope it's not a book. We got a PS2. And so like many people on Christmas Day in the year 2000, we have also received a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, which means when we do go back to the year 2001, we now have the correct bit of kit to use. I feel like any year there was a massive console release was just incredible. All right, yeah, let's bump the rating by a full 1. I feel like getting this thing on Christmas Day would have been the greatest thing of all time. And now, the last thing we need to do is just check on our investment and see how we have done. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just pull up the chart here. Huh? Wait, what? No, this can't be right. We lost money. Do you people know what you're doing? What? That's it, man. Take away 6 points from the year 2000. I'm done with this. Goodbye.